fighting talk back again, and today I'm delighted to be joined by Cage Warriors Bantamweight Reece Mcewan, just 2 weeks out from his bout at Cage Warriors 193 against Elton Armindo. Reece, 2 weeks out, we've eventually got a name, eventually got an opponent. You must be happy now to be making that return.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, I'm like obviously in the hard part of fight camp now, 2 weeks to go. So kind of counting down the time towards the fight, and I've got a tough opponent ahead of me. So good venue, good opponent, good promotion, kind of ticking all the boxes here. So camp's going good as well, and yeah, excited and calm and focused as always.
Before we look at the fight that's coming up, then, it will, of course, be the first time you make the walk this year. You were scheduled to fight in Glasgow against Wesley Meyer, of course. Unfortunately, that didn't happen there. You had to withdraw from the competition just for
Uh-huh.
hours, really, less than 24 hours before the fight was set to go ahead. Can you just sort of walk us through what happened that night?
Yeah, I felt extremely ill like the night after the night of the weigh-ins really. It's a weird thing, like obviously it's so kind of far away in my mind. But yeah, the night of the weigh-ins, I just came down with like a horrendous like. I don't like saying flu 'cause it's like that's hard, but it felt like COVID plus spewing and like I was like up all night just being sick and then couldn't feel anything. Like I would just extremely high temperature, just anything that you could do to describe being sick. Like I had it all, like in terms of like the best way that I was able to describe it is when I had COVID for the first time years ago. It was that plus way worse. In terms of how my body was feeling, and plus I was being sick all the time. So I remember texting Dean like I was up during the night, like just being sick from about 8 o'clock to about 4 in the morning, and I texted Dean to say like this is what's been happening, and then I deleted the text because I thought, what happens if I wake up and I feel better and I've just worried him? So I deleted the text, and then I woke back up at 7. And he says, "Everything okay?" And I was like, I have to tell you like what's been going on. And I think I remember saying after the fight, or even in general, like when he came to my house that morning to see how I was doing, he was like, "Yeah, you're not. There's no way you'd be fighting today." And I was like, "I agree." And I think it takes a lot of like when there's been so many times in fights I've went in injured or even in training I've just powered through, and he always knows it's bad if I'm telling him that there's an issue, and that's when you just know something's not right. And that was like um it was different. Like it wasn't like I had an injury. Like it's okay. My like before I went, oh my knee's dislocated. Like I went into fights when my knee's not in place, and I'm like I'll find a way. But when you're physically so broken down, there's just no way you can fight, and that's just. I've made peace with that. I've made peace with the opportunity that was missed. I've made peace with the timing of it, because like with everything, mate, like it happened for a reason, right? And it's happened. It's done now. What can I do about it? Can I just sit and like moan and be upset and or just move on and that's really it, isn't it?
Yeah, and moving on is exactly what you're doing in 2 weeks' time. We will get to see you there back in that Cage Warriors cage. Let's look at the opponent then just quickly first. Elton Armindo. I know it's been a little while. I presume you've known probably a few days before the official announcement come out there. That was just, I think, yesterday or the day before. 6-0 as a pro. A
Uh-huh.
Portuguese fighter, I believe, or certainly fights a lot in Portugal. 8-0 altogether there, 2 fights as an amateur. What do you make of him? I know when I spoke to you sort of off camera, we'd said, oh, would have been Ian Dean special, but we've seen some of the talent Ian Dean's pulled in on not necessarily short notice, but in a couple of weeks before a fight, and just how like dangerous they can be. What do you make of Elton as an opponent?
Yeah, well, I think even if we go back to like the kind of from April opportunity, I remember thinking I know I wasn't going to fight in July. I remember thinking like every like when you have kind of conversations like what's next, I knew it would be kind of later on in the year in terms of this case, and I think for me like coming off that, I kind of thought logically about this. I was like, right, why am I doing this sport? It's not to be like I've lost 4 times. It's like I want that guy back, or I've missed that opportunity. I want that opportunity back. That's what I said. I made peace with that challenge and that test. That right. The reality is that somebody like Wesley Maya is going to want to fight again. So if it's going to be a case of like we're fighting someone like that, then I also want to fight again. And in my head, it was kind of like I want someone that's fresh. Like I don't know what I mean by fresh. I just mean like that's new. That it's a new style, it's a new body, and like I spoke it out, and I kind of got that with this opponent because he's fresh, he's not on the roster, he's fought around in different promotions, he's unbeaten. That's new to me. Like I've not fought anyone unbeaten in Cage Warriors. I don't think so far. I've not taken anyone's all from them, so I thought like, that's good, that's exciting. And in terms of like the opponent, like there was like feelers out that it was going to be him a wee while ago. And I remember watching him thinking, oh, that's a good opponent, like tough, chat again, ticks all the boxes. And then it wasn't him for a bit, and then it was him, and I thought I just felt like the phase where it wasn't him, that kind of like, oh, that would have been a good test. That would have been a good challenge. And then it was him again, and I thought, oh, brilliant. So uh, as I say, like he's an undefeated guy, as always, skilled, athletic, comes from a different promotion. He's new, he's fresh, and I'm looking forward to it.
Back in Newcastle, of course, as well, just a couple of hours down the road there from where you are up in Glasgow. How nice will it be to be able to bring them fans down as well? I feel like so maybe the ones that missed out there in Glasgow now, they just need a couple of hours down the road and they can come and watch you fight. How nice is it to be back in Newcastle? You fought here a few times now.
Yeah, again, fresh is the word that's fitting in terms of this again. Like it's been a while since I've travelled, even if it's just down to Newcastle. It's because of the Braehead shows, and I'm from Scotland, and I sell a lot of tickets. When there's a Braehead show, that's me basically booked up. And again after the last fight, because I don't know if it was like it's such a weird thing when you have to withdraw or you lose a fight because everything that could go perfect up to the last hurdle, it gets taken away from you, and then you start cat. It's like a catastrophe, as if like oh, everything's not perfect. But then you start looking at things and changes and things that you want to that you maybe never would have thought of because you're kind of just sitting about recovering or your mind's in a bit of a different state. And I remember thinking, oh, well, obviously, if this happened in a hotel room, it would have been horrific. However, I kind of want that feel again of going away like an away day, and then wherever it may be. Obviously, Newcastle's great; it's close to home, but I think that's what I'm looking for now. I'm looking for fresh challenges, fresh opportunities, fresh venues outside my comfort zone, and I know the I fought in Newcastle before, so fighting's an emotional game, so you are looking at that emotional attachment of I know I fought there before, I'd like that win back in that venue and I can familiarise myself with the atmosphere and stuff. So the support again, I've got an amazing support that's coming down. I'm sure they'll be making a weekend of it as well. So I'm very much looking forward to it in 2 weeks. You know.
That was actually something I was going to touch on. Of course, the last time you fought in Newcastle was for the belt against Liam Gittins. Night it didn't go your way, the result.
Uh-huh.
But this win, not only how much would the win mean to you, get you back on a winning spree as well. Of course, you picked up that win against Harrow last time out, but to then start build momentum back towards that title, but also to do it in Newcastle.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, like you always come to win. I think again another thing talking about mindset piece. I think every fight's different. Your mentality's different. Your mindset's different. The way you think's different. You mature. You grow. You experience. And I think in terms of fighting, like you've got to make peace with someone's going to win, someone's going to lose, or it's going to be a draw. Okay, that's quite on the fence. But somebody you've got to make peace that this is how they could win, how I could win, how I could lose, how they could lose. Because it could anything, and then there's the freak of natures that can happen, like being sick the day before your win, before your fight, etc. The uncontrollable stuff. But the thing for Newcastle, what sticks out for me is like take away like the fight with Gittins or like the experience. I remember like walking out the like when they're setting up the cage, and I walked out and felt the cage, and I just remember thinking this is a class stadium,
Yeah.
like this venue's class, and I was like I want more of this. I felt like that stadium as such was a little bit a step up of what I was. I think the fight before was maybe Cardiff, or I know we've got the BEC arenas and stuff, but for whatever I just felt like it was like a football stadium.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I thought, I want more of this. Tonight's my night to do that. And I just remember thinking when I was booked in Newcastle, thinking, I'm back to that venue. I'm back to that feeling of, I'm not just doing it once, I'm doing it again kind of thing.
We spoke about the fight now, we spoke about the fight, and something you've mentioned a lot there, and a lot of them answers is the mindset and everything like that.
Uh-huh.
I know you posted, I think it was yesterday, that post about you push yourself to the limit. It's the silence on the mornings where you get up, it's a training camp, it's all this hard work that you put in. And then you say like you chose to do this. I
Uh-huh.
guess my question in that is, Where's that mindset from, and why did you choose this career path?
Um, you could probably you could speak about it all day in terms of the benefits and how and where it's from. Or I'll listen to this answer and then I'll be like, no, I think of something better. But I think personally, I just think it's something inside you like that brings desire and belief and the best way that I can describe it is if you gave me all the money in the world, everything that I would still be in the gym the next day, driving towards some form of success, and it's that um, self fulfillment that it just gives it in you. Like you've got a goal, you drive towards the goal, and you look to achieve it, and that goal, then what happens is you win or you lose. And if you win, there's still things to improve, and if you lose, there's things to improve with maybe some more emotions attached to it because you've not got the result. But it's a process of constantly improving, being a better version of yourself. Along the way, there's going to be wins, losses, titles, adversity, things that will happen, but they're just shaping to who you are as an athlete, as a person. And then as life goes on towards like the end of your athletic career or beyond, it will make you a strong, resilient human being, and I just think that like martial arts is just such a strong sport, and to be able to do this as my career, as you say, like I choose to get up in the morning, I choose to work hard, I choose to think better, train better, and everything that I do, I just try to be the best version of myself. And I feel like my martial arts and MMA, my professional career, kind of like that. What do you call it? I can do that through that sport. It's like a not a coping mechanism, but it's like a mechanism for self improvement.
I know as well there. Since we've been speaking, we can see your left hand. There's something, a new addition on that. Of course, you recently
Oh,
got married there as well. Congratulations on that.
thank you.
We know about the friend support you've got, the support wherever you go, you're selling hundreds of tickets. But how
Yeah.
important has the support been? I know you've been with your good lady there for a long, long time. How important has her support been on your journey? The likes of, look, it sounds whatever to say, but fight fans can be fickle. You went on a two-fight skid. You might find that some fans drop off there, but your now wife has stayed with you through this full journey. And just how important has that been to have by your side?
Yeah, honestly, like Christy, like she's an incredible person. She's an incredible. She's amazing for me because like the if I want to fight, like she's on that high with me, and see if I'm on that low or bad training session or whatever, she's the one that levels me off. Like she's the one that I want to be with when it's the highest moments or the lowest moments. Like she's the one that, and I've said this before publicly, but she'll see me the way no one else will see me in my lowest moments, my emotional moments, and same with the highs. Like that's why I feel like when I'm on that cloud nine, it's her that I want to be with, and I know that's extremely cheesy, but again, she doesn't care who I am or what I do. She'd probably rather have done a safer job. But she always says as long as it makes you happy. And when I met her, I had two amateur. No, I had one amateur fight. So like, she didn't know what MMA was. She didn't know anything. I just told her I've got a dream, I've got a goal, and this is what I want to go after. And I always say she believed in me when she had no right to believe in me. And and it's extremely hard to be, let's say, married to an athlete because it is a very selfish career that sometimes doesn't have the benefits, or there's actually no like monetary value to what you're doing. You're investing all this time and money and effort, and at times it doesn't show. The only thing that can really show is like how happy I am and how happy it makes me. And she said in her wedding vows like your dreams are my dreams, and I just think that just like speaks volumes to like how important it is to have a partner in your life that is going to support you through anything. And as I say, like I could be like in the UFC or a Cage Warriors World Champion, or I could be on a 10 fight skid. She will not love me anymore or any less. Like she'll love me for who I am, and I think that's so important because then you start seeing like this is my work, it's my job. But I've got a family home, I've got a life to build, and so many more things to add on to that in terms of it's like the like what life actually is and the meaning of life.
Yeah, absolutely. Just look, the last couple of years now from me, we spoke about how important it is for you to have Christie next year, but your team as well, Grip House,
Yeah,
flying at the minute. Adam Thompson,
yeah,
of course, just down on our show here at Rise and Conquer, won the strap there not that long ago. But of course, you will be sharing the card this time with a teammate, in that vein, of course,
yeah.
Fraser Paterson making his highly anticipated professional debut. For fight fans who maybe don't know about Fraser, what can you just tell us about him?
Fraser's a very like you. I actually forget what age he is
Yeah.
because he is very. Sorry, he's 19, 20. He's very young, but I speak to him as if he's like a veteran in the sport because he's got such a mature mind. He's so smart. I learn from him. I want to speak to him. He's kind of one of the people that I kind of want. I don't want to speak too much around because I want to see what he's thinking, and see his approach, and see his mindset. He's very smart, very tactical, very athletic, and very good everywhere. So he's got like a veteran's mindset on a young athletic body, and I think he's got a very great future in the sport if that's something that he wants to do. And in terms of like making his professional debut on Cage Warriors, he's earned that right to. He's got an established amateur career. He's won multiple titles over multiple promotions. He's won fights. He's lost fights, and I think he's drew fights as well. He's gathered experience, and now I'm looking forward to seeing him put all his tools in together, elbows, knees, 5 minute rounds, and the professional like setting allows you to then flourish as a fighter. It's not so much a sprint anymore, if that makes sense. So, fight fans like tune into Fraser for this fight for his career. He's fantastic, and so are all the boys at the Grip House as well. Like I feel like we've got a lot of momentum right now, and it's a testament to Dean Riley and the coaching that he's given us.
Final one then, Reece. Come September the 13th, the Virtue Motors Arena in Newcastle. What can fight fans expect from the return of Reece McEwan, and can I get a prediction off you?
Another fine performance, smiling performance, happy. I'm coming for the win, but I'm coming for the finish. That's all I need to say on that one. So you'll see me after, happy, crying. Maybe I might jump in the cage, not sure, but we'll win. We're coming to win. We're coming to finish. That's fact.
Reece, look, thank you so much for your time, and no doubt we'll catch up in a couple of weeks when you're down here, mate.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. I'm going to get roasted because I keep doing this and I don't mean it.
Super, Reece. Thank you, mate.
Thanks,
Cheers.
bro. Take care. Bye bye.